It's not OSHA approved in there. What the hell is that? He needs a bath too, apparently. So shouldn't that guy, like shouldn't that guy know his way around and his way through, I guess? I don't know. Maybe he was thinking that someone was going to still be alive to show them through.
They are coming.
Yeah, maybe don't touch anything, dumbass. Like, again, doing something stupid that he shouldn't be doing.
Fool of a took. Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Either it's a running gag and at the end he's gonna do something right. It better be like at the end, in the end he does something right by doing something stupid like that, because this is like what, 4 times now that they've done something stupid and caused them to be in way more danger than they were before. I'm trying to remember what those creatures remind me of. There's something very, I don't know if it's legend, maybe? Is that are there something like that in legend? I'll have to look it up. That looks like the guy from Goonies. So he's not the smartest cave troll in the world. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Frodo! Frodo!
Again, the editing, it would have been better, like they showed a close-up of his face. Again, why not show a farther away shot of him standing there with the whatever he got stabbed with in it? Like, it's, the editing is still, I'm finding it very weird. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, because he had the armor on. Okay. Well, that's good at least. Oh, there's more? Oh, great.
To the bridge of Khazad.
So who are these guys and where did they come from? And why did they wait so long to show up? Coming out the ceiling? What? What the hell? If there were so many of them and they were right there, why did they wait till that moment to show up? So does he have some wizardry that can save them or something? Oh dear. That's a very dangerous staircase. Oh, and now they're shooting at them? Where are arrows coming from? That seems a strange shot to have all of a sudden. Well, he's not going to he can let you go if you like. Oh, that's so far. That's far. Oh, Jesus, now the whole thing is going to collapse. Oh, God. They can barely even take a running leap at it. Oh, is it going to fall? Can it fall forward? Well, they're lucky it didn't collapse the whole other section there. Yeah, that's a very dangerous staircase if it's that easily collapsed. I mean, I guess, or what is collapsing everything? I don't even know what's collapsing everything. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. There's only one plot line in this entire movie. You'd think I'd be able to pay attention to it. Okay, I don't think you can run from that Call me crazy, but... Oh, he's got a whip of flame. That's kind of cool. Is it going to be like, okay, dude, geez, fine, I'll go back. Man, you don't have to be a bitch about it. Oh, whip. Yeah, that'll get you every time. Well, somebody help him. Throw him a rope or something. Oh, dear. So maybe if you hadn't been dicking around, you wouldn't be upset, and now that Gandalf's dead, because, you know, maybe you could have gotten all the way through if you hadn't just been, like, touching things that you shouldn't have touched. It drives me crazy. It's kind of a not great plot point for driving forward the plot. Like, they could need to be coming up with other reasons to... Okay, so now they're in the fort. That seems like a really quick transition from one beat to another.
Here's one dwarf she won't ensnare so easily.
Yeah, she probably will. Doesn't look like such a bad place. A lot of steps, though. I don't know if I'd want to go up all those steps. I'd be exhausted at the time to get to the top.
West stands upon the edge of a knife. Stray but a little and it will fail.
Yeah, so you two stop fucking up. What's his problem?
One who has seen the eye.
One who has seen what?
For me, the grief is still too near.
Too soon is what he says. Do none of them have shoes? I mean, I like to be barefoot, but that doesn't look like a very tidy place to be walking around barefoot. Like, there's lots of rocks. Oh, is she trying to get it by...
I know what it is you saw.
I feel like she might have been controlling that.
I passed the test.
So I'm not sure why he offered it to her. Did she make him...
And if you do not find a way...
Again, another character with blue eyes. Like, who casts these people? Who finds them all these blue-eyed people? I don't know anybody. Do I know anyone with blue eyes? There's literally not a single person in my family with blue eyes. I'm trying to remember if my friends even have blue eyes. It's a strange phenomenon.
Saruman.
I don't know what's happening with these guys. Like, what? Those swords seem strangely ineffectual. Like, you can maybe slash people with them, but you can't stab people with them? Like, why would they make them that way? Did they leave those other two idiots behind? Oh, apparently not. It's kind of like a tour of every way of traveling that they can possibly have. They were like climbing a mountain, and then they were in a mine, and then now they're canoeing, and then before they were on a horse, and now So are they close? Like, what's all this? I don't get the back and forth of... That seemed an unnecessary, like, they were trying to build drama or something, but it didn't really work. Seems like one should be doing their right hand and one should be doing the left hand so that they're symmetrical, but that's just me. See, I would have wanted a shot, like that, except... I would have wanted a shot like that, except like I'm coming up on the things. I think it's weird that they didn't show them, like he didn't point it out to them until they were like right underneath them. I don't know. It felt like there should have been a long shot of them like coming around a bend on the river and seeing them far away and then getting closer to them. I don't know. It just, again, the editing just seems odd to me.
Festering, stinking marshland as far as the eye can see.
So it sounds like a fire swamp to me. Is it filled with ROUSs? So he just wanders off from everybody? That seems dangerous.
If you would but lend me the ring. No.
Lend me the ring? No, it doesn't work that way, honey. So she warned him he's going to try to take the ring. And one of the first things Frodo does, is wander off by himself so that he can find whoever is going to take the ring is going to find him. Seems like they're making a lot of bad choices.
Where is the ring?
Stay away!
Oh, is it taking him too? Like, are all of them coming after it now?
Would you destroy it?
Probably not. Oh, they're like right there. It's like The Walking Dead. Like, they make a lot of noise, so all of a sudden they're like, you turn around and they're right there. Like, okay, so the orcs aren't very smart.
Hide here, quick!
No, don't hide with them. No, they're idiots. Don't hide with them.
Run, Frodo. Go.
Who said that? Somebody said, "Run, Frodo, go." It's like, but they didn't show the person talking who said it. Like, it's such a weird thing. How many arrows does he have in his quiver? Oh, you could survive that. I mean, it wouldn't feel good, but you could survive that. That one maybe not so much. Lower torso wounds are worse than upper ones. Yeah, that one's, you're pretty much a goner there. That's probably in the lung, so yeah. You got the wrong guys. I suppose as fodder for letting them think that they got the right halfling, you know, okay. That's pretty much all those guys are useful for. So Legolas didn't have any arrows left to take it? Ow, jeez. Oh, just a flesh wound.
Leave it. It is over.
Maybe pull one out so that it bleeds out and can die more quickly. That's probably the merciful thing to do. So basically just like 3 or 4 of them killed all of those orcs. You know, that's a lot of... They're like stormtroopers, that they're just not very good fighters. Thought he was going to do the sign of the cross there. I'm like, is this that kind of... Is this a Christian movie? A Catholic movie? But he didn't quite do it. So in the shot before, the ring didn't have the chain on it. So how does it keep getting the chain back?
You can't swim!
Then you better come back and get me, because I'm going in the boat. Okay, I think he went farther down into the water than to be able to just reach it. He's got short arms too, because he's a hobbit. So.
In vain. The fellowship has failed.
Well, it did get them that far. So did he go and pick up all those arrows again? Like, he's got a full quiver again. Did he just like pull them out, all of the orcs, I suppose? Oh wait, that's the end? Oh, I suppose it's 3 parts, essentially. Like, okay. I was thinking that, like, we would get to, like, maybe he throws the ring, but maybe that doesn't happen until the 3rd part. Okay. So let me state from the start, like, clearly this is a good movie. If you love the books, I can see how you would just love the movie and be so excited about the grand scale of it and how it was made and all that. There are some incredibly beautiful moments. The acting is lovely. The sets and costumes and all that. I mean, heck, even the jewelry is gorgeous. And I don't say that about a lot of movies. I do have some criticisms, though, but that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it and look forward to seeing the other 2. I just, you know, this is why not talk about this stuff? So, yeah, I have very little frame of reference for this movie. I haven't read the books. What I know of it is basically just memes and stuff. But I did know the basic plot just because it's such a classic book. So I'm wondering if there's a whole lot more story and character development that they're just not showing because of the time. They tried to fit all this story into 3 hours. I mean, of course they have to edit out a lot when turning a book or a series of books into a movie. I'm not criticizing them for doing that. That's just logical. The pieces of the story are there. The plot is clear. And I mean, I was understanding what was going on, but I don't know that it was very fun for me. Like, I felt like there could have been, again, because I feel like I say this a lot, there could have been a lot more dialogue between the characters to show, like, why are Frodo and Samwise such good friends, and why do they let those other two idiots take along with them when all they do is make things worse by doing stupid things? Like, were they friends beforehand? Is one of them like one of their brothers or something? Like, did they have useful skills or know the way? Or like, I don't think that's established very well. As well as like why those two wanted to come along in the first place. So they're such idiots. Like, that seems like a lot of work to go through all of this. So I was trying to Google for some answers, but I kept running into spoiler alerts for the next movies, and I don't want to read anything I shouldn't. So don't yell at me in the comments if it's just because I'm not understanding yet. But as someone coming into this first movie pretty much blind, I would say what is missing for me is connections between the characters emotionally and like the friendships and the history and all of that. And there's something weird about the editing. It's very choppy, and it seems like moments that could be really captivating because like the situation and the setting are grand or intense, but they're so highly edited to switch between the shots that you don't get a moment to like settle into what the character's reaction is. There are even moments of dialogue that could be really epic one-liners or challenges that, other than like the epic one-liners or challenges that are already there, but they aren't even, there are certain ones of them, they aren't even showing the face of the speaker. And there was one where I couldn't even tell who the speaker actually was. Like, there's the scene where Galadriel is pouring the water into that mirror so Frodo can look in it. That should have been like a cut to her, like pouring in the water, cut to Frodo kind of coming closer and looking in the water, and then having a reaction on his face that we can see to show us how he's feeling, and then showing us what he's seeing. I mean, 3 cuts, maybe 4, and then like perhaps a cut in of like the water splashing into the vessel, which would have been, could have been really pretty. But instead it cuts between like Frodo and Galadriel a bunch of times, and then it shows the outside of the vessel, like 3 different angles, but not the top of it. It's just, and then it goes back to Frodo again, but not long enough to see a reaction like actually register on his face. And then finally, after like 10 cuts, you get to see what he's seeing in the water. There's so many chops in so many scenes that I'm noticing it, which means it's bad. It's pulling me out of the story. It's like these are things that you shouldn't be noticing as a viewer. So I'm struggling to get emotionally involved in what's happening because the filmmaking feels like it's getting in the way. It's like they forgot to get shots of certain things and had to fill in with whatever they could manage to cobble together. I don't know. Maybe Peter Jackson doesn't storyboard his movies, because I feel like if they storyboarded these, they would be constructed a lot better. I know there's an extended cut, but what I watched was the original release. It feels like a studio exec decided that what he was handed was too long, and he just cut it himself without any consideration for the beauty of the moments and the potential that they had. And that potential was fulfilled in other scenes, so I know that they can do that. But there are quite a few that are just like really just chopped to bits or weirdly positioned. Like a case in point for me that I thought was really kind of disappointing was when they're taking the canoes down the river. Like, why is the first shot of the Argonauts, like the big guys, with their hand, big statue guys, why is the first shot of them a close-up of one of the statue's faces? Like, why does Aragorn wait until they're almost right underneath the Argonath to point them out to Frodo so that he looks up? And he looks up like this. He doesn't look out into the oncoming river to see them out in the distance. Wouldn't a more epic shot be having the canoes like come around the bend of the river, and then all of a sudden these enormous statues appear from behind the rocks or the trees or something? And then having Frodo and Samwise like actually have some sort of reaction as hobbits who have never seen the Shire or never left the Shire before seeing like this something so amazing or frightening or awe-inspiring. I mean, instead we get a very short shot of their faces just kind of looking at it, barely having any reaction at all. And we know that you can see the Argonath from afar because the next shot is the 3 canoes, like from way back, the 3 canoes going in between them. And the shot of them paddling past that enormous foot and then it pans up to show the landscape, that was really cool. But then we get a shot of the boats having passed the statues, and then we see the back of their heads. It's not that interesting. Like, what? It's so weird. It was just a very strange sequence of shots that it almost like minimized this moment by not showing the main characters actually having a reaction, and this like showing this close up of them first. Imagine if this was the first shot you saw of Mount Rushmore instead of this, which gives you an idea of like the epic nature of what you're actually looking at. And I know the filmmakers, they can make beautiful moments. I mean, the shots of Rivendell are gorgeous, absolutely amazing. Either they're outside or inside that room where Frodo was recuperating. But then you get this like really weird sequence of like the paddling down the river, cut back and forth a bunch of times between the orcs or the goblins or whatever that's running after them. It goes back and forth between them a bunch of times, and even in one of them, it looks like they're like making eye contact with each other on the side of the river or something. Like, it's just weird, but because like they're not anywhere near each other. So overall, this is a beautiful movie, but I feel like they were trying to maybe tell too much story in too little time. I know that Amazon is coming out with a series, which I find very interesting, and maybe, that a series can do a story like this more justice rather than just a movie. But I'll reserve judgment on that until I get through the other two movies. And then we can react to the series together when it comes out. That'll be really fun to have something to compare it to. So let me know what you think about all that. I know it's a lot. So thanks so much for watching my reaction. Please take a moment to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button and the bell button to be notified when I post the new reactions. I appreciate all your comments and recommendations and arguments and corrections when I screw up the facts. And I love when you guys start arguing with each other in the comments. That's really fun. Thanks for watching with me.